Hello, family. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well today. Family, did you know that Karmelo Anthony's trial and his 35-year conviction was already organized and planned 2 months after the incident happened? Yes, y'all heard me right. 2 months after the incident happened, Karmelo Anthony's trial and his 35-year conviction was already planned and organized. Hey, this what Jeff said. Yes, we're going to listen to it too. Oh, let's talk about it, family, because it's given that it was done this way in order to protect Hunter's freedom. Yes, that's what it's given. And did y'all know that Hunter had a real intense moment with about 5 police officers? Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that too. Family, it's a lot of tea up in here today. And we also will be talking about the incident that happened between these two in Florida in a Walmart parking lot. So we got a lot of tea to talk about today. Y'all already know what we have to do for the ones in the back. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Acts in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, fair use. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. This video is purely for fair use, opinion, and entertainment. Enjoy. And we also want to add that everything in this video is alleged. Yes. Salute, family. Salute to the gang. Salute to the knowledge family. Yes. Thank you all so much for just having so much support for the Cafe of Knowledge and the channel. Just thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber already. Please hit the like button, hit the like, and hit the hype button. This is a great way to get the video into the algorithm. Y'all help your girl out. Hit the like button, please. That's all I ask. It's free. The hype button is free, the like button is free, and the subscribe button is free as well. Please do that for your girl. Thank you so much. Sending loves and hugs to you all. Thank you to the replay gang. Thank you to the ones in the comment section. Just thank you to the chat. Just thank you to the moderator. Just thank you all. Okay? Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, family, I want to get into this. Wow. It's an incident that happened in a Walmart parking lot in Florida, in Lauderdale. And it was a lady and a man, I guess these two right here. They wanted to get into a certain parking spot. He tried to block the parking spot, and she was able to get around and get into the parking spot anyway. From that point, it started to where they said he got out his car. He was saying some verbal things. Then when she got out of her car, she said some verbal things back to him. So now she was standing outside her car saying things back to him because he was saying things to her, okay? And then pow happened. She let off a pow, and then he fell to his demise. Well, let's look at this because I noticed that when we looked at it on the news will only start this story, the video, at the middle. They're not starting from the beginning. And it's just so sad to see that there are a lot of news medias out here that will twist the story to make us Black Americans look very guilty. They will not play the whole thing, okay? I like to see the whole thing, and luckily, it was a gentleman out there that filmed it, I guess, when he saw that they was trying to get in the same parking spot, and he tried to block the man tried to block her from getting in the parking spot, but she was able to get in the parking spot anyway. And for some reason, this here bystander started filming right at the right time. So you could see where it's at the beginning where she gets out of her car. And she says something to him because he is mouthing off at her. And she's saying something to him, and then he comes towards her. Okay? So let's just check out their video. And because I just like to see the whole thing. I don't like to see stuff starting from the beginning at all. So here it is, family. Amazing. So I didn't have to put the sound on it at all. Check it out. This is the guy who was filming it, and this is what he captured, okay? While he was filming. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. Okay? Now this is at the beginning. You see him walking up on her? Now it's going to show when she's getting out of, that's her getting out of the car. And he's saying something to her and she's saying something to him. See how he walk up on her and then he give her that shoulder front. You know how you know how when you walk up on somebody and then you kind of take your shoulders and your arm and you kind of jerk forward like I'll bust you in your head, like I do this, I do that, but you kind of jerk up front like you trying to put some fear in them, like you want them to jump when you do that real jerk to the front, like you finna hit them. And that's supposed to make that person jerk or jump. You see what I'm saying? Now watch how he walk up on her and look at him very closely. You will see him do that to the front jerk move, like I hit you, I hit you. You see what I'm saying? Look at how he does that, okay? This is what the news media have not shown or will not show. They only show it from the middle, okay? So check it out once again. Now check out how he walk up on her. Then you're going to see her get out her, look at this, he going to do this jerk move. Now this her getting out the car. Okay? Now watch how he walk up. Here it go. You see that look? Yeah. And you can rewind it back and check it out. But when he run up on her like that, that's when she had to pull her firearm. Now, when she gets out the car, she has it in her hand because when he cut her off like that, she kind of felt like, when he cut her off and she got in there anyway, she heard him mouthing. So she just had her piece on her, which is a right to carry, stand your ground state in Florida. And she had a piece on her because she didn't know where he was going to come. But when he started walking up on her, good thing she had it and she raised it up like, hey, don't come, because he did that jerk like he was finna do something to her. But when he saw the weapon, he kind of slowed himself down and started talking mess. Okay? So check it out again. Okay, now check out how he walk up on her. And he coming fast until he saw that weapon. See, her hands is down. He don't know she got it. See how he come up on her? And now she raises it. And that makes him kind of slow down. Now, she's backing up. She's backing up from him and she's going in between some cars. He's still following her between those cars. And she went around those cars. She went around those cars about two times, right? Now, she's went around those cars about 2 times, family. When a person goes around cars 2 times and they have that weapon and showing you, hey, look here, just leave me alone. Go on about your business. Go on now. and you steady following that person, in the state of Florida, the stand your ground laws is you don't have a duty to retreat. That's what we were saying about Karmelo too in Texas. You don't have a duty to retreat when somebody is showing that they're getting ready to do bodily harm to you, or you feel you are in danger or in threat. Danger. Okay? You don't have to retreat. Well, if you see this lady here started to retreat. She's trying to not get into a confrontation. She's going in between cars, trying to back up. She's walking backwards, which is dangerous within itself, because she's walking backwards trying to get away from him, and she's pointing that at the same time. When you're walking backwards, it's easily to trip over something. And she trip over something, that thing can go off and hit her. You know, that's very dangerous within itself. But she tried to retreat by getting in between cars and saying, hey, look here now, go on. But he wasn't trying to hit. He still wanted to talk about the matter. He still wanted to run up on her about the matter and all that, okay? Now, check it out. He following her in them cars, between them cars. She going around, she walking backwards. And she telling him, go on now. He won't let it go. He won't let it go. And then he keeps following her. He keeps following her. Okay? Now she started backing up. Now at this point, it looks like she most likely wanted to get into her car, but he was coming towards her, so she really don't have time to reach for the handle to try to jump back in the car, so she bypasses her car and keep walking backwards. Well, you will see now, he's going to go around the front of her car and go on the other side of her car. What is given, family, and maybe when it come out, most likely I'm 90% right, that you're going to see him when she bags up and can't get in her car. He kind of feel like that's where she's trying to go. So he's going to walk around the front of her car and go on the opposite side. And it looks like he was trying to get into the passenger side. But he couldn't get in now. So that's when he come back around to the front. And she started telling him to go on. Now watch when you see her back up. She backs back towards her car, but realize she really don't have enough time to try to unlock her. Right here. See how she look like she want to go to her car and get in it, but now she ain't got that time. So then you're going to see him walk. See him walk in the front? He's going around to the passenger side. Now see her right here. She is, see how he come out from back around from her? He tried that passenger door, but it just wouldn't open. It just wouldn't open, and so that's when he come back around to the front. So, man, unbelievable. So you see him walking, and then you will see her right here got a hand over the hood of her car because he's over there on the passenger side. Still probably say, oh, so you want to try to leave or something like that. That's not, I'm saying, I didn't hear him say that now, family. But when a man go to the opposite side of a woman's car and he tries to pull on that passenger handle, and it most likely it was locked, you know, and he couldn't get in it, so then he come back around because he kind of felt like she might try to get in her car, okay? And so when he saw that was locked, she got her hand over the hood saying, get away from my car. Get away from my car. Okay? But he's on that opposite side. I could guarantee you when it come out, he was pulling on that passenger handle. Because you see she couldn't get into her driver's side. Okay? And so now she's telling him, don't you get in my car. That's most likely what it is. I can't wait till it all comes out. Because he just passes her and he go to the front of her car and go around towards the passenger side. Why? Why? He wanted to see was that passenger side open. Most likely was going to get in it if it wasn't. Like, you ain't going nowhere or whatever. Well, then when he realized he can't get in that passenger side, he comes back around to the front. This is exactly what is given. This is exactly what is given. My opinion. Now, he's already following her around them cars. Now, she's bagging up back towards her car. He started coming. Right? And then you're going to see him walk past. You see him walk past her car. And she telling him, don't. Now he come back around when he realized he can't get in there. And that's when the shot happened. Because he come back around very, very aggressively. Okay? And so she hasn't been charged with anything yet. She said it was self-defense. Luckily, that video is out. Unbelievable. We have to do better. But, they still investigating it to see if it's a self-defense, claim or whatever that she's saying self-defense and that, she's standing her grounds or whatever. But as y'all will see, it says man passes after being piled by a woman in North Lauderdale Walmart parking lot. Okay. And, parking lots, come on now, people. We got to do better about arguing or trying to cut each other off and all that stuff because we want a parking spot. If you want it that bad, go ahead on, you get it. You know what I'm saying? I park on the end anyway. I'm the type that I park on the end of every parking lot. First of all, because I don't want my vehicle being scratched up. Okay? I don't like being in between all type of different cars and they open up their car door and scratch my car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type that I park all the way at the end of the parking lot. Anyway, I don't give a damn how cold it is, how hot it is. I do that and I walk up to the store I'm going to. But I do park way down on the end, like the employees park way down on the end. That's how I park. So I really rarely have problems with somebody trying to, argue with me about a parking spot at the end of the parking lot. You see what I'm saying? They ain't trying to walk that far. But my thing is, man, this is really uncalled for. Really uncalled for. It's sad. And it's like this is happening every day. And wow. And you see that he gets piled. And this is them. And this is him when he was walking up on her. And she was retreating. But it wasn't until he tried that passenger side. That's what I'm thinking. He tried that passenger side over here. And when she put her hand over the hood with the weapon, and you could tell she's telling him something like, hey, you better not get in my car, whatever. Then when he realizes it's locked, he comes back around to the front. But when he comes around right towards her again. And, she let it off. Says she feared for her safety and her life. Okay? So y'all will see right there, police says that the video shows a man piled, and said Josie Willis Harris, from what was said on the video, he particularly blocked the parking spot, but she managed to still get in the spot. Okay? So, unbelievable. It was senseless. Very senseless, but it's given that a lot of people of other ethnic groups, not all, I said a lot, not all, but it's given a lot of people in other ethnic groups are trying to violate and disrespect Black Americans' constitutional rights, and trying to limit it the way we defend ourselves. I said this in about my last video about 2 videos ago. I kept saying, It's given that people are trying to get us used to them running up on us, doing whatever they want to do. They can put hands on us, push us, shove us, knock us upside the head, knock fire from us, But we are limited in how we defend ourselves, but they not limited to how they conduct themselves. I said this about 2 videos ago, if not the last video. I said this is what is given because I was talking about Karmelo Anthony, about how those 2 twins ran up on him. Snatched his bag, knocking fire from him and all that. Trying to put him in the headlock. That's exactly what that video looking like. And when he kind of poked and ran, all of a sudden people saying, oh, well, why he just didn't walk away? No, my thing is, for the people who asked the question, why didn't Karmelo walk away? Those same people need to answer, why did Austin put his hands on Karmelo? See, let's start there first. Why did he put his hands on Karmelo? See, you got to answer that question first. And then you say, why didn't he walk away? Why did he put his hands on Karmelo? First of all. Okay? And it's the same way here. When this lady here was trying to, hey, look here, get on, don't walk up on me. He walking up on her, he do that little jerk with his shoulder like, I hit you upside your, he just doing that huff move, and then he walking up on her, and then you could tell the way he walked that, oh, he coming hard. You know what I'm saying? That he's coming real hard. But the thing is when he saw her raise the weapon up, he kind of slowed down a little bit, but it didn't stop him from following her around all over the place. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying is, why not him just say, oh, you know what? She got the little piece or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to leave you alone. You're lucky you got that. You're lucky. And just going on about his business. No, he had to keep on and keep on. Unbelievable. And people say, well, why didn't she retreat? Well, hell, it looked like she can't even get in her car at all. And she ain't got, really, it's her right not to retreat. She don't have to retreat. It's him that should have, because he was the aggressor by walking up on her. It's him that should say, oh, you know what, I'm going to leave you alone. But that didn't happen either. So what I'm saying is, it's like everybody feel like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're having a meeting in an underground space where they're trying this, and this is the new thing that they try to buck up on Black Americans and, try to make them bow down, basically. And that they're going to make it to where we are limited to how we protect ourselves, but they are not limited to how they conduct themselves. I don't know if they're running an underground type social media where this is popular to them. This is popular for them to start doing it, because we have seen this a lot lately. It happened with Karmelo Anthony up under that tent. Now you got this lady here. It's beginning to be a trend, and it's given that this is an underground secret thing that they got going on, that this is going to be the new trend. But no. You just can't violate our constitutional rights like that. It does not work like that. No. And like I said, not everyone is like this. But for the ones who are constantly trying to bring back 1826, it's not going to work. They totally delusional with dangerous behavior, sitting on low brain cells. It's given this is what's going on, that this is becoming the new trend. because that happened in Texas with Karmelo. Then you have this over here in Florida, and it's the exact same way. Let's run up on some black Americans, whether they the women or the children or the men or whatever, and we gon' we gonna buck up on them. We gonna run them down. We gonna knock them upside the head. We gonna chase them. We gonna scare them, and they better not do nothing. They are limited to what they do, but we're not limited to what we do. This is exactly what is given. But we are not our ancestors. It's not going to work like that. People, come on now. Lord, we keep telling people this is 2026, not 1826. Why do we have to keep discussing this in 2026? Please heal your racism, man. Please go get counseling for this disorder. It's all it is a disorder, man, when you just constantly just don't like people for no reason at all because of just the color of their skin. That goes for any ethnic group. If you are like that, you need to go get some counseling or something because that's a disorder. You got to go through life looking at different ethnic groups. And you feel like when you look at a different ethnic group that's not your skin color, you got the right to buck up and attack them. People need to seek counseling for that. This is 2026, man. This is outrageous. Outrageous. Uncalled for. And it's sad that some people are living in 2026, but they have the mentality that's stuck in 1826. We just wish people would break the racism cycle, man, in your household. Break it. I just wish people can break this cycle within their household. If so, the world would be so much better. Because this is actually a disorder. And some people don't think that it's a disorder. But yes, it is. If you are living your life every day. And everywhere you walk. And you look at somebody and you just don't like them because of the skin color. And it just ruins your day. Because they're not the same color as you. So you want to pick with them. You want to act up with them. You want to cause them harm. You want to put them in danger. You want to do all that. Living your life like that every day, man, you have to get counseling. That's a disorder. It really is. Unbelievable. I just hope that people can break the cycle. Break the cycle, man, in your house. It starts at home. It starts in your living quarters. And if your family has always been in the racism mentality, like they just don't like a certain group or something like that, man, it's 2026. It's time to break that cycle and become the first one in your family that breaks that cycle. And the world will be a much better place. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel. Now, let's get on to this. Boy, this is something right here. When I say this is unbelievable, this is unbelievable. Now, family, Karmelo Anthony trial and his 35-year sentence was basically set up and planned and organized 2 months after the incident. And it's given that it was set up this way in order to save Hunter's freedom. So for y'all to understand it, let's go over this again before I let y'all hear what Jeff said, and I was shocked. Basically 2 months after this incident happened, Karmelo trial and 35-year conviction was already planned, organized, and it already knew what was going to happen. Yeah. So check this out right here. I want y'all to listen to this because y'all know about Hunter. So, check out this right here.
Just because the kid brother, that's the
Okay.
friends. Like, just, I'm so worried about my son because he's gonna have to face this world alone now because he had a brother.
Okay. Now, I'm playing this, family, because I want y'all to listen to the words, because it makes sense now, because, see, Jeff done messed around there, and he ran his mouth 2 months after the incident happened, and he basically told that Karmelo was going to be convicted. It was no ands, if, or buts about it. Okay? So, I want y'all to listen to some key words because I'm getting ready to let y'all hear what Jeff said, and it will make sense. Okay? So, check it out because I want y'all to listen to certain words that Megan is saying. Now, check it out.
Drive that it's hard to find in the kid. And he's just such a good spirit, and so many kids loved him, and his brothers lost him, and his brothers lost his best friend. They're twins, right? Yeah, identical twins. Yeah. They've been like, they are the best of friends. Like, just, I'm so worried about my son because he's gonna have to face this world alone now because he had a brother.
Now, remember when Megan is saying she's worried about her son, Hunter. He's going to have to face this world alone now. Okay? I want y'all to remember that because we're going to hear Jeff just go on a temper tantrum 2 months after this incident happened, and he's going to let out some things. Well, I didn't ever know he said all these things, okay? And until it just resurfaced. And I'm glad it resurfaced because Jeff said a lot of things in there, including about Karmelo's conviction. And the trial was damn near a year away. But Jeff said some things, okay? So, listen to Megan, and she said that Hunter's going to have to face this world alone now. She's so worried about her son. Okay? Yes, they are worried about their son because their son was part of this here whole mess. But somehow they allowed Hunter to slide out of this mess and just make it about Karmelo and Austin, which it really, Hunter is the one who started it. Okay? So now, listen up. Listen up.
I was with him the whole time, and now he's gonna have to do it alone. And I'm just so worried about him.
He's a good kid.
Now listen to Hunter.
He's shy on education. That's really it. But he has a good heart. Everyone around here knows he's a great kid. Just one mistake from that kid, and this took my brother. He didn't deserve it. No one deserves a loss from a family like that. I know people that lose their family members all the time. I just didn't know it should be mine.
And he even said one mistake from that dude. So he knew that Karmelo didn't mean it.
If y'all could just like, not y'all, sorry. Just like, thank y'all for just comforting us in like the first good areas, just comforting my family and me. I just really appreciate everything that everyone's done. It's just.
Now, family, I know I'm playing this. I know we done went over this. But I want y'all to listen to certain key words this time because I'm getting ready to let y'all hear Jeff temper tantrum, right? And it's going to explain a lot. And you're going to hear some people even go back and forth with Jeff about this incident. And family, Jeff was talking this mess 2 months after this happened. But I want y'all to hear Hunter. Okay? Now check it out. And then we'll go to Jeff Big Mouth.
I mean, we're going to get through my family, so we'll just stay together. A loss from a family like that, I know people that lose their family members all the time. But I just didn't know it was going to be mine so soon. My best friend, my best
Stay with me, family, because I'm pointing some things out.
If y'all could just like, not y'all, sorry. Just like, thank y'all for just comforting us in like the first good areas, but comforting my family and me. I just really appreciate everything that everyone's done. It's just, it's a really hard loss, but we're gonna get through with my family, so we'll just stay together. I mean, our relationship is really the tightest I've ever seen in somebody, like, between two human beings. I mean, we did everything together. Clean the dishes together.
Did y'all share girls together, Hunter? Because you done took your brother girl a month after he left. A month after he left. Now, check out what Hunter says here.
Dude, y'all work together, sports, anything in the world, it's always us two in one thing, so you're always just basically one person. You guys just a few minutes apart? 4 minutes.
Now, check out this.
First. By 4 minutes, he got stuck in me.
Technically, you're bigger than this man. There's a lot of people and stuff around. He's always on my back. Even if I'm in the wrong, he'll always take my side no matter what it is, so it's just really heartbreaking to see. So
He always have my back, even if I'm wrong. Okay, go ahead.
Not cares for you that much and does everything by your side no matter what. Just pass away like that.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless.
Remember, we asked him to move. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive. My brother stepped in. So if his brother stepped in, that means Hunter was the one that started it. Hunter just said, just a couple of sentences ago, that his brother's going to protect him, whether he's in the right or the wrong. Right? So, Hunter said, we asked him to move, which means Hunter was the main person that started this mess. Okay? Now, continue.
And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Also, grab this backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab.
Okay. Well, we heard that part. Now, let's go to this interview.
All the coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our
Listen.
We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there. We're not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for, and I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in.
Now he's saying, I turned around, we were sitting down. See, Hunter done told about 3 different lies, okay? But what he does keep consistent is that he turned around and said something to Karmelo. And said Karmelo started getting aggressive, which was a lie because we seen that bootleg video footage that they put out, okay? But the thing is, Hunter have said numerous of times that it was him who said something to Karmelo and started this here whole confrontation, okay? Now, you're going to hear his dad do another interview on a panel 2 months after this incident happened. And family, I want y'all to hear what Jeff said. And it makes a hell of a lot of sense now why Karmelo was convicted. Okay? Because they already had it planned, organized, and ready. But my thing is, Hunter continuously said he was the one who started this mess. But guess what? Hunter never was a witness. He never was called to be a witness. He was the main one. He was the main one. But for some reason, they keep protecting Hunter. They had this trial set up to where Hunter wouldn't even be a factor. The main person who started this mess will never be a factor to be called in as a witness. So they was protecting Hunter's freedom. They had to protect Hunter's freedom because actually Hunter was supposed to be arrested as well. Oh, we're going to talk about that, family. Yeah, with Hunter having an intense moment with about 5 police officers. Oh, yeah, they're going to simply tell it. Okay? Now, my thing is, so 2 months after this thing happened, they done already planned, set up, organized this thing where Karmelo was going to get convicted regardless. And they was going to twist the narrative to make it look like this thing is only between Karmelo and Austin, not Hunter. So they kept twisting the narrative and just keeping the focus on Austin and Karmelo, and they slid Hunter away from accountability because Hunter is supposed to be in jail too because he is the main culprit to this thing. He started something that ended in a demise. Okay? And now it makes sense when we heard that Judge Roach get up there and do an interview right after Karmelo's trial. It makes sense now when he said, oh, I was preparing for this here case for 8 months. What? You was? Are you serious right now? But yeah, Jeff told it. Jeff told on his courtroom buddies 2 months after this incident even happened. And see, a lot of us didn't know that Jeff ran his big mouth and released this information 2 months after the incident happened. But it resurfaced. And boy, are we glad that this here interview that Jeff had resurfaced. Because, hey, Karmelo really needs to be acquitted from this. For real, for real. But before we hear what Jeff Metcalf had to say, and he was on this temper tantrum rant and whatever, let's discuss why Jeff is going on this temper tantrum rant 2 months after the incident happened. It's because they was trying to save Hunter. They did not want Hunter to be involved, which he was involved, but they was pushing Hunter to the side so that he don't have to hold accountability for starting this mess. They just wanted to lay it all on Karmelo Anthony and Austin. Okay? Now, check it out. Yeah, he started this. And see, when a person starts something like that, that's them. That's them. They could get in trouble for that. And as y'all see, yes, a bystander can be charged with deletion or manslaughter for starting a confrontation that leads to a deletion, even if they did not strike the fatal blow. I didn't want to really say, how YouTube is. Okay? This happens in 2 ways. Instigation, accomplish, liability. If you actively provoke, encourage, or help escalate a fight with the intent to cause harm, you can be held legally responsible as an accomplice. Under state law, a person who aids or incites violence can be charged with the exact same crime as the person who committed the deletion. That's Hunter. And so, see, now we know why they have been protecting Hunter from keeping Hunter really out of court, keeping him from testifying. The defense didn't call him as a witness, which they should have. The prosecutor's supposed to call him. because Hunter is the one, he said it himself, or just let y'all hear it, that he started this mess. Okay? He started it. And it ended in a demise. So Hunter should have been arrested and held accountable, just like Karmelo Anthony. But what they did was they kept twisting this thing in the news, and they kept twisting the narrative to where it's only between Karmelo and Austin. They kept leaving Hunter out. And that allowed Hunter to escape accountability. And I can't wait till this dream team find all these different errors inside of that court proceedings that they had inside of Karmelo Anthony's trial, because it was a lot of errors made, and it was a lot of sabotage. It was a lot of hidden stuff. They clearly was hiding Hunter. Yeah, they put him on the witness list, but hey, you put him on the witness list, pretty smooth play. That was a really smooth play. See, they put him on the witness list. The prosecutors did. They put him on the witness list because as long as he's on the witness list, he can't come inside of the courtroom, right? But all actuality, they had knew all along they weren't going to call Hunter anyway. Well, how do they keep Hunter from being inside of the courtroom? Put him on the witness list. They put him on there, but they didn't call him. That was a slick move. That was a slick move right there. Yeah, because in all actuality, they wasn't going to call Hunter anyway. No, they wasn't. Now, Hunter admitted he started this confrontation with Karmelo and his brother stepped in, okay? Hunter was the third person tied directly to this situation. He was. As y'all see right here, it says, in many jurisdictions, if a deletion happens while a dangerous felon is being committed, anyone involved can be charged with the deletion. So basically, Hunter was supposed to be arrested as well, because Hunter was that third person tied directly to the situation. It was Austin, Hunter, and Karmelo. That's three people directly involved in this situation. But Hunter escapes all accountability of his involvement and the role he played in this. He escapes it. And Collin County let Hunter slide out of this situation like he wasn't even involved in the situation, when he clearly told the world he was. They started twisting this story and made Hunter look like he had no involvement, when all actuality, he was directly involved. He was the cause of it. Wow. The media, the Metcalf family, Collin County, all of them pushed the narrative with only Austin and Karmelo, so Hunter can slide out of jail time and accountability. So they had to throw everything on Karmelo. Then you will hear Jeff simply say that, hey, 2 months after this had happened, Jeff said, Karmelo gonna be convicted regardless. And they sat up there and they lied in court saying that Austin told Karmelo to move, when that's not the case. If you think about it and you see it, we can clearly hear Hunter on his interview say, we asked him to move. That's including him. Okay? So he's directly involved. Then we also hear Hunter say, I asked him who he was. Who are you? He's directly involved. But when it comes to that courtroom, they never did say to the jury, Hunter asked him to move. They never said Hunter asked Karmelo to move. You know why? Because then the jury and everybody will be looking around saying, where in the hell is Hunter then? So they lied and was saying Austin told him to move. Everything got put on Austin. You see how they switch and twist the narrative in court to keep Hunter from being brought up in court so that Hunter can escape accountability for what happened to his brother. So they wanted to put it all on Karmelo Anthony for defending himself against two bully brothers. Yeah. They knew it. They knew it. They knew it. They didn't want the jury to hear or see Hunter at all during that whole trial. And I can't wait until Karmelo Dream Team look into that, because I can guarantee you it's a lot of things that they had Hunter on that witness list, and they did that to be slick the same way they struck all the black jurors, potential jurors, and then gonna say, oh, well, they are school educators. But in all actuality, they put a teacher on the jury. They put a teacher on the jury, but then when it came to the black teachers, they used the excuse of why they couldn't be on the jury. You know, we already went through that. And they did the same thing with Hunter being on the witness list. They put him on the witness list so he can't come in the courtroom, but then they never call him as a witness. And they wasn't intending to call him as a witness. That was just a way to keep Hunter out of the courtroom. And the sad part is, not even Karmelo Anthony defense team called Hunter. That's why you can see that this thing here is giving Pure D setup and organized. It was a slick move, but not slick enough, because we see straight through the okie doke. Yeah. So let's hear what Jeff had to say, family. Let's hear what Jeff had to say. Jeff had, actually, Jeff had a lot to say. I was like, what? Check it out, family. Now, listen at what Jeff said happened between Hunter and some officers.
Austin had passed away, and they confirmed that. That very second, Hunter spun out of control. It took 5 officers to get him under control.
Did y'all hear that?
We had to admit him and get him sedated. And then at that point, they wouldn't allow us to see our son.
Did y'all hear that? He said it took 5 officers to control Hunter. And they had to sedate him. Wow. So, he's also telling how out of control Hunter's attitude is. Okay? Hunter has a terrible attitude. And it's so bad, his behavior, it took 5 officers to get Hunter under control. Now, Jeff is saying this is when Austin passed away. And then I guess they went to the hospital somewhere like that. And then they couldn't get Hunter under control. So then, you know, they had to get a police officer. They got that police officer shit. Hunter was basically manhandling that police officer. So that police officer got back up. And then 2 more officers came. That still wasn't good enough. So then they had to get 2 more officers, which is 5. It took 5 police officers to get Hunter under control. What the hell y'all think Karmelo Anthony was supposed to do up against these boys when they had Karmelo Anthony hemmed up in that tent and knocking fire from him and snatching his book bag? And everybody said, oh, well, why didn't he just fight him, fist fight him, or either just walk away? You can't fist fight these boys. You heard they daddy say that Hunter, it took 5 police officers to even handle Hunter. Karmelo wouldn't have had a chance. Karmelo would have got his ass whooped. Because he was up against two of them at that time. Jeff said Hunter is by himself at this time. And they couldn't get him under control. Evidently, Jeff couldn't handle him. So then the police come in to help Jeff. That didn't work. Then the police had to get back up. 2 more come. That didn't work. They had to call in 2 more officers. It had to be 5 officers to handle Hunter. But wasn't none of this said in court. Karmelo's defense team didn't even bring this up in court. And understand this. Jeff said this before the trial. So this could have been used. Wow. But it wasn't used for the defense or the prosecutor because, like I said, they was too busy trying to protect Hunter's freedom. Let's dump it all on Karmelo. Even though he was doing everything by the law and he stood his ground with self-defense against these 2 big, strong bullies. You could tell they strong. Jeff just said it himself that it took 5 police officers. You want to hear it again? Listen.
Austin had passed away, and they confirmed that. That very second, Hunter spun out of control, and it took 5 officers to get him under control.
5.
We had to admit him and get him sedated.
They had to admit Hunter into the hospital and get him sedated. They had to get him sedated so that it can calm him down and they are able to handle his behavior. You gonna tell me Karmelo wasn't in danger up under that tent? You's a lie. Jeff said it himself, how terrible Hunter behavior is. So terrible till he had to be sedated. Yeah. Oh, y'all didn't know that? He just told you. Told you Jeff got a big mouth. Yeah. He admits this himself. How trifling. How trifling. Now, listen to what else Jeff says. And all this is about 2 months after the incident happened. So, listen to him, family. Yes.
May I call you Jeff or Mr. Metcalf?
You can call my name is Metcalf.
This is 2 months after the incident. Check it out.
Okay, Jeff, I do have a question though. Do you think you did the right thing by showing up to the, because I think you did, by showing up to the conference or the publicity stunt that the, not Austin family, but, you don't know if it was a family.
Oh my gosh, get this shit out. Alright, for the 3rd time. And I'm sorry, I wish we could post this like on a board or something.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
It's perfectly alright, because you weren't here. I went there in hoping that we could pray together and show the world unity, that there was no race divide.
Right.
And I wasn't given that opportunity. I was escorted out by Dallas police officers. And then I was gaslighted by their spokesperson about how I was disrespectful to the dignity of my son, which speaks characters to his volume of convicted felon baby shaker. Period. End of story.
Okay. Now, y'all hear Jeff, he's telling them about when he got put out of the conference that Karmelo Anthony family had, right? And so he was saying he went there to pray with him and to do this and do that. Well, now that we know Jeff's attitude for real, when he went on that racist rant, he shouldn't have went anyway, because now we see who he really was. He went there to intimidate the same way he taught his boys to do, because his boys is the same way as him. He went in there to debo their press conference. Notice every time Jeff have a press conference or something like that, Karmelo Anthony family don't go deboing his stuff, but he feels he's entitled to do that to them. We know that because now we know who Jeff really is character-wise, and it ain't good. Anybody that go on a racist rant and call Karmelo Anthony watermelon felon, and I'm going to get to that watermelon felon after I let y'all hear that he already said 2 months after this incident that Karmelo was going to be convicted. And wait till you hear what else he stuck up in there. Okay? Because we got a lot of questions about that as well. Okay? So, Jeff went on this panel. This is a panel that Jeff went on about 2 months after the situation happened. Okay? Check it out.
Thank you for having me. Hello, host. Hello, Mr. Metcalf.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. This question has been in my mind ever since it first happened. And Mr. Metcalf, I can appreciate your passion for for your faith. And this is a thing that came to mind. When your sons seen Karmelo under the tent, and keep in mind it was raining. It
wasn't raining at the time, believe it or not, sir.
They said on the news that it was.
Ask question. Okay, go ahead with the question.
Absolutely. This is my question. I have the same faith that we share, and if it was me, and this is what I would have taught my boys as well. If a young man was trying to get out of the weather, the Christian thing would have been to do was.
But you can't. Let me cut you for 1 minute. You cannot say what the Christian thing would have been for him to do because it was not at his discretion. He was not there, and his 2 sons made their own decision. What does that have to do with their dad?
Is it Christian to stab someone in the heart?
It's not. Absolutely not.
Okay. Now, understand me, family, when I say that they made sure 2 months after this incident happened, he went on these panels. I didn't know. I'm so glad these things resurfaced, okay? But he went on these panels. But if you notice, when you ask about your sons messing with somebody getting out of the rain, they chops that off. You notice people still do that right today. A year something later, you got all these COONs and everybody else that they want to jump to the fact of Karmelo defending himself, but they don't want to start at the beginning of why was he defending himself. Why did your boys feel like they could tell somebody to get up out of the rain? Get in the rain by telling them to move. Why do your sons feel like they had the authority and ability to just go to Karmelo Anthony and just debo him up out of a seat? And like the man said, you the one, Jeff, that says you's a Christian man. So as a Christian man, why do you feel like it was appropriate for your sons to tell Karmelo to move and get in rain? That's when you hear Jeff and the host of this show cuts that off. They don't want to talk about the right part. They want to just jump to the self-defense part. That's when you know people know that they're wrong. They never want to talk about why did them boys even say anything to Karmelo Anthony anyway. Don't come giving me that bull about, he wasn't supposed to be sitting up on that tent. No. They even testified in court that other students go up under each other's tents all the time and it don't end up in no fight like this at all. It wasn't until the Austin and Hunter came and wanted to debo somebody with a disability who they knew was smaller than them. And it just didn't turn out right. But notice how Jeff don't want to answer that at all. Check it out, family.
This question has been in my mind ever since it first happened. And Mr. Metcalf, I can appreciate your passion for for your faith. And this is a thing that came to mind. When your sons seen Karmelo under the tent. And keep in mind, it was raining. It
wasn't raining at the time, believe it or not, sir.
They said on the news that it was.
It was raining. They had umbrellas.
Absolutely. This is my question. I have the same faith that we share, and if it was me, and this is what I would have taught my boys as well. If a young man was trying to get out of the weather. The Christian thing would have been to do was
allow him. Let me cut you for 1 minute. You cannot say what the Christian thing would have been for him to do because it was not at his discretion. He was not there, and his two sons made their own decision. What does that have to do with their dad?
Is it Christian to stab someone in the heart?
It's not. Absolutely not.
Okay, so let's get past the religious part.
I'm not getting what you're getting at. What are you getting at?
What's the question?
Now, notice Metcalf said, let's get past the religious part. Come on now, let's get past the religious part. Yeah, see, Jeff want to get past the religious part because the religious part is true. If you are religious, like you say you are, Jeff, then why would your sons tell somebody to move and they try to throw them in the rain? That's not Christian like. But see, Jeff don't want to talk about that, family. So what do he say? Let's leave the Christian thing up out of it. What? You the one said you were Christian, so why we gotta leave it out now? See what I'm talking about, family? Now, the main reason why they keep jumping over that is because what does it do, family? It shows that Hunter was involved. Because this man said, why would your boys, or I would tell my boys, you don't do people like that. So why would your boys do that? Jeff quickly cuts it off. Because see, now we're talking about both boys. Jeff cuts that off and he just wants to talk about one boy. That's what we're talking about how Jeff and them was twisting the narrative to keep the attention off of Hunter. And then Jeff follows up with saying, well, is it Christian for Karmelo to poke somebody? And the man said, absolutely not. Jeff says, let's stay on that topic. You see what I'm saying, family? This is 2 months after this incident happened. Jeff, Collin County, and everybody else was trying to make sure they keep Hunter out of it. Because if you keep saying Hunter like it should be, then Hunter would have to be held accountable, and that's what they was avoiding from day one. But wait till y'all hear what Jeff says, too. Check it out, family.
Well, you've been talking about your faith all night. What would Jesus have done? Would Jesus have kicked Karmelo out?
But you're asking a question that only his sons could answer. Why are you asking him that?
Listen, so you're trying to bring religion and use Jesus as your example. Jesus is not here. We're all sinners. John 3:16. You need to go read.
Now Jeff said, Jesus ain't here. Jesus ain't here. We don't want to talk about that. Jesus ain't here. Let's go to something else. You see what I'm talking about, family? How he wants to chop the situation about Hunter and Austin. He just want to stick with Karmelo and Austin. See, they was planning this from jump to make sure Hunter is not held accountable. And through this here interview, you're going to hear him try to make Hunter sound like he's just an innocent bystander. No, he wasn't. He the one that started this mess. Now check it out. Oh, Jeff said, Jesus ain't here. So let's not talk about Jesus or Christian. But like the man said, throughout this whole interview, all you've been talking about is a Christian man this, a Christian man that, a Christian man that. I went to the Metcalf's conference because I'm a Christian man and I wanted to pray with him. And I'm a Christian man, I'm a Christian man, and I'm a Christian man. And as soon as somebody asks him a Christian question, Jeff then wants to say, oh, well, we ain't talking about that. Jesus ain't here. Jesus always here, Jeff. But Jeff didn't want to talk about it. Oh, no, Jesus ain't here. Let's not talk about that.
Okay, y'all.
Now, check it out.
White people are racist too. As I said before, this was never about black or white. I'm sorry?
Black people cannot be racist.
Are you that ignorant?
Do you know what race is, Mr. Metcalf?
What did you say? What?
Do you know what race is, Mr. Metcalf?
Do I know what racist or racism is?
Do you know what race as in itself is?
The human race. Are you talking about species? Are we talking about biological?
No, race. Race is not biological. Race is a social construct created to rank people. So which puts white people at the top. So the reason why this has such a racial divide is because the people are using this whole situation to say that BLK people are more violent. All right, and then people are demonizing.
Can we stop right there for 1 second? Because I think I'm really interested in what you have to say. First of all, because you're speaking very articulate. But if you want, let's speak. This is truth, okay? Okay, 13% of this nation is Black African American. They're responsible for over 50% of the crime.
What?
That's a fact.
Those are arrests. Those are arrests, not
race thing.
convictions.
So what kind of problem is that? Please.
Those are arrests, not convictions.
Jeff said blacks are responsible for 50% of the crime and the deaths and all that. What? See, Jeff's true character is coming out. This is 2 months after the incident happened. And I just want y'all to continue to listen to this here whole interview, because when it gets to that point that I say, I gotcha. Yes. Yes, they had Karmelo's conviction already planned. I'm quite sure the Dream Team is going to love to pick all this stuff out. Yeah, but anyway, check it out. Jeff said we 50%. We are responsible for 50% of the crime. But go ahead, Jeff, go ahead and finish.
Those are arrests, not convictions. So,
Okay,
and actually, black people make up over 55% of
if you are arrested, you're in the act of committing a crime, correct? That's the only way you get arrested.
Charged with a crime. Anybody can be charged falsely with a crime.
First of all, I just don't like that. I'm gonna let Jeff continue to tell that lie on Black Americans that Black Americans are accountable for 50% of the crimes in the United States. That's a lie. Jeff, we're going to take you to knowledge school, okay? Here it is, Jeff. No, Black Americans are not responsible for over 50% of all crimes in the United States. While some violent crime arrests are disproportionate to the population, the majority of crimes are committed by people of other race. Mm-hmm. Jeff. Wow. Jeff. Can you see that, Jeff? Can you see that, Jeff? Let me see. There you go. No, they're not responsible for it. 50% of crimes in the United States. Actually, the majority of crimes are committed by people of other race. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff. As you see right here, Jeff, total arrest. Total arrest. Black Americans represent roughly 13% of the United States population. They account for about 26% of all arrests nationwide. This means that nearly 3/4 of all recorded arrests involve people of other races. Jeff. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, Jeff is doing this because he's too busy trying to protect Hunter freedom. And he up here running his mouth about stuff he don't know. But he got a nerve to call us that we're not intelligent. You remember when he was talking about the jury? Oh, you want to know why y'all ain't on the jury? Because y'all dumb. Y'all don't know y'all ain't even got y'all fathers. Y'all don't know how to make responsible decisions. No, y'all don't. Y'all don't. Well, Jeff, it seems like you, did you graduate? Because if so, then you done forgot a lot, didn't you? Because it says right here that what you just said is a pure D lie. Pure D lie. And family, when people go to telling you that Black Americans is responsible for a lot of the crime, even these COONs that be on the internet and they social media and all that stuff, spewing out the same lie, pop this up to them. Pop this up to them. I'm so tired of these people telling lies on Black Americans. It's sickening. But because the racism got them so hard, they have no intelligence. Their education is lacking, and it's only lacking because they're letting racism block their intelligence. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm just so glad my family didn't raise us to be this way. Our family did not raise racism. They did not have it embedded in our family. And I got to give them the highest props that there is to give. This is unbelievable. Jeff done stood up there and told that bold-faced lie. Anyway, let's finish listening to him. I had to cut him off on that one, though.
316 in your rate.
Okay, y'all.
White people are racist too. As I said before, this was never about black or white. I'm sorry?
Black people cannot be racist.
Are you that ignorant?
Do you know what race is, Mr. Metcalf?
What did you say? What?
Do you know what race is, Mr. Metcalf?
Do I know what racist or racism is?
Do you know what race as in itself is?
The human race. Are you talking about species? Are we talking about biological?
No, race.
Species?
Race is not biological. Race is a social construct created to rank people. So which puts white people at top. So the reason why this has such a racial divide is because the people are using this whole situation to say that BLK people are more violent. All right, and then people are demonizing.
Joey, stop right there for one second, because I think I'm really interested in what you have to say. First of all, because you're speaking very articulate. But if you want, let's speak. This is truth, okay? Okay, 13% of this nation is Black African American. They're responsible for over 50% of the crime.
No, they
That's
ain't.
a fact.
He said that's a fact, family.
So what kind of problem is that? Please.
Those are arrests, not convictions. Those are arrests, not convictions.
It's not even arrest. I just showed y'all that.
If you are arrested, you're in the act of committing a crime, correct? That's the only way you get arrested.
Charged with a crime. Anybody can be charged falsely with a crime.
That's not the question. If you are arrested, did you commit a crime?
No, it doesn't mean you committed a crime.
How do you get arrested?
Anybody can be arrested for something.
How do you get arrested?
Anybody can be arrested for something.
It's called a crime, correct? They're called laws.
People can be accused of any crime.
I didn't say accusations. I said, how do you get arrested? By breaking a law or a crime being committed.
Being accused.
Do we agree on that, yes or no? Next question, please. This guy don't want to fucking answer. Next.
Can I answer the question?
Black people make up 55% of exoneration rates. So
Okay, Billy.
You have a cultural fucking problem.
Now, Jeff said we have a cultural effing problem. Well, I just read to y'all, we don't. It's other ethnic groups that got the cultural problem, if you want to be technical about it. I just read it to y'all. Wow. Listen, family.
Yes, I want to say, Jeff, I thank you for your not here, honestly. And my question is, how far was Hunter away from Austin?
Listen.
He was sitting on the bleacher in front. So
No, he wasn't.
was sitting on the bleacher with his back to it. Hunter stood up. And now, so what, 2 feet, I guess?
Okay, I thought he was sitting on the left side of the tent. So I'm glad you got me straight on that, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I followed you, and
Okay. So that man asked him, how far was Hunter from Austin in the tent? Jeff said about 2 feet. Yeah, he was right next to him. Because he started the shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Next.
I have a comment.
Listen to
I
this
just
one,
wanna
family.
know, how did you feel when you saw Hunter, your son, doing his interviews and kind of switching it up a little bit?
Bam!
Yes, of course it bothers me because he has a mic shoved in his face after he just held his brother in his arm who died, who's a 17-year-old kid who is supposed to try to articulate what happened. Really?
So you're his father. You're his father.
Yeah.
How come you didn't stop it?
First of all, he was with his mother. I wasn't there. So there was nothing I could do to stop it.
Okay.
You have another question? I'll answer. I mean, that's a...
Now, family, you see how Jeff done made up that lie for Hunter. Okay? He don't want to say that Hunter has told about 3 different lies. What he want to put it on is, yeah, I heard him tell 3 different lies, but that's because he had a microphone shoved in his face and he just held his brother while his brother was passing. Jeff, see, this is why those boys are out of control, family. Because they are upholding their wrongs. They uphold their lies. They uphold their bullying behavior. They uphold their unhinged behavior. You remember when Megan, she thought it was cute that Hunter and Austin was bullying cheerleaders. She thought it was cute. She thought it was cute when Hunter was about to explode at the press conference after the trial was over with. She thought it was cute. Then you hear Jeff at the beginning of this. He thought it was cute that it took 5 police officers to handle Hunter, and then they had to admit Hunter in the hospital and sedate him. He thought that was cute. And he also think it's cute that Hunter gets up there and Hunter is telling like 3 different lies to protect his own ass. So they are also upholding Hunter lies so they can continue to help Hunter stay free. So he don't be held accountable for anything, which he should, because he was the main culprit in this thing. He was the main suspect in this thing. He was the cause of it. Wow. Listen at him. He don't want to admit how Hunter is telling 3-4 lies on his own twin.
Great question. No, I just wanted to know. I'm self-defense, so.
You believe it was self-defense?
Oh, absolutely, 100%, sir.
Okay, can I tell you, what are the 5 merits of Texas to equal self-defense? Oh, I'm sorry, you don't know those?
Oh, I'm not going to go into that. We've been doing this for 2 months, man.
No, I'm just asking you a very simple question. Do you know the 5 merits of self-defense in Texas to be raised to equal that?
I know that you should have taught your children not to put their hands on anyone.
We're talking law.
Ever.
Law. If you want to continue the conversation, look, stay on topic.
I asked you. Okay, I'm not talking law. I'm telling you that it is self-defense. I'm sorry for your loss.
If you're telling me it's self-defense, you're talking law.
Okay,
that's a law term. Do you understand that?
We will see you in court.
Goodbye, sir. Fucking good luck, you dumb shit. God,
you're an asshole as well.
Thank you, sir. That's the best I've been called all day. Have a good night. Next question.
Good night.
Okay. Now notice when that man says, we'll see you in court. Jeff said, good effing luck. Yeah. Jeff says, good effing luck. Meaning, hey, Karmelo has no chance in hell. But he gonna say something else, family. That's gonna back that up. Yeah, Jeff. Anyway, listen, family. To the next person.
Hey, people are I'm fixing to end this shit, so you got a few more times, because I'm not going to argue with people.
Okay.
Now, you don't want to hear the truth.
Hey, Mr. Metcalf, how are you? My question is, would it not be fair to say that Karmelo would
family.
being that 2 twins approached him at the end of the day, and Hunter said out of his own mouth, even when I'm wrong, Austin will support me. He will back me. Is that not fair to say that at the end of the day, they could or would jump him? You know what I'm saying?
How would he know that, Chrissy? How would he know the answer to that?
Ma'am, I'm asking him his opinion.
I'm asking you, how would he know the answer to that?
Because he has an opinion like everybody else, and he's able to answer that.
I'll answer.
Thank you, Mr. Metcalf.
First of all, you're asking a hypothetical question, so there is no correct answer. Do you understand that? You're asking what would, what if, what could. So there is no correct answer that you're trying to kind of down. What I'm saying is this. Let me turn it to you this way. If you think there's any way that Karmelo could have done something differently, such as turn around and walk off and go sit under his correct tent.
I feel like at the end of the day, Karmelo did not have to, being that Austin and Hunter do not have
No.
Excuse me, sir. Let me finish what I'm saying, sir. And I'm answering your simple question,
no,
sir.
With a yes
Austin
or no.
and
It's a yes or no.
have no authority to remove anybody or to tell anybody
Wrong.
to move. They could have gotten an authority figure themselves. No, right, sir? Because if the authority was on them, that would be on the school district. That would be illegal for the school district.
Thank you for cutting off the dumbass. Next question.
Now, he said, thank you for cutting off the dumbass. Because he didn't want to hear the truth. But if you notice, she said, do you think it's right for your sons to try to remove Karmelo Anthony? Once again, he do not want to talk about that. He keeps saying, do you think Karmelo should have walked off and just left the tent? See, he do not want to face the actual fact of why would your sons even want to go and pick on somebody and put their hands on somebody and force somebody to move out of a tent that's not even theirs? Jeff don't want to talk about that. He wants to jump over that and start talking about, what do you think Karmelo should have did? No, Jeff, what do you think your son should have did? He's not going to talk about that because they're entitled. He feel they're entitled to do that. That's why stuff like this keep happening in the world, because these type of people do not want to face their wrongs. They don't even want to fix their wrongs. Only thing that they are asking Jeff is, what do you think your kids could have done better than to just make and force this boy up out of a tent? Jeff can't even say, well, I have to admit my boy should have just went to the coaches and told the coaches so the coaches could make him move. He won't even say that because he don't feel that's correct way. He feel like what his sons did is the correct way. Putting their hands and jacking folks up and stuff. Unbelievable. Listen to the next person, family. Here it comes. It's coming.
Let me say this whole situation and the young lady. I wanted to ask you, you said earlier that he's going to go to jail and he's going to be prosecuted.
Now, you hear this lady say, I want to talk about what you said earlier. Because, see, in this here interview, Jeff kept bragging about how Karmelo is going to go to jail and be convicted. He had no doubt, family. He was talking real bold. This is 2 months after the incident happened, okay? That he jumps on this panel and starts running his big mouth, okay? Now, the lady said, I just want to ask you a question because you keep saying that Karmelo going to be convicted, you know? Now, listen to what he say. The reason how he know Karmelo is going to be convicted. And remind you, this is 2 months after the incident happened. Check it out. Check out his answer, family. Check out his answer, family.
Let me say this whole situation and the young lady. I wanted to ask you, you said earlier that he's going to go to jail and he's going to be prosecuted. And
that's what is in the process of happening. Yes, ma'am, he's been indicted. There's going to be a trial. I feel strongly based on the evidence that will be presented, he will be convicted. So yes, ma'am. What's the question?
Did you hear it, family? See, if you don't pay attention, it'll slide right past you. Did you hear what he said? I feel strongly. He's been indicted. He will be convicted based on the evidence we have presented. What? Based on the evidence we have presented. This is 2 months after the incident happened, and Jeff is already talking about evidence that we have presented as if he is the prosecutor. So how would Jeff know the evidence that has been presented? Because the victim family is not supposed to know about the evidence that has been presented. So Jeff knows the evidence that has been presented to get Karmelo indicted. And he knows the evidence that has been presented that they are going to convict Karmelo. This is 2 months after this here happened. Why would Jeff say, based on the evidence that we have presented, as if he is a prosecutor? Unless the prosecutor has been sharing all that stuff with Jeff Metcalf. He considered himself as the part of the prosecutor. You simply heard him say, based on the evidence that we presented. Oh, y'all didn't hear it? Let's hear it again. Check it out and listen to it very, very closely.
So yes, ma'am. What's the question? What could? So there is no correct answer that you're trying to kind of say down this. What I'm saying is this. Let me turn it to you this way. If you think there's any way that Karmelo could have done something differently, such as turn around and walk off and go sit under his correct tent.
I feel like at the end of the day, Karmelo did not have to, being that Austin and Hunter do not have
No.
Excuse me, sir. Let me finish what I'm saying, sir. And I'm answering your simple question,
no,
sir.
With a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
No authority to remove anybody or to tell anybody.
You see how she made a point to say Hunter and Austin? And then Jeff say, no. Let's talk about Karmelo. I'm trying to show y'all that they have been trying to protect Hunter ever since this thing happened, and to slide him out of accountability. Now, here come the evidence part.
They could have gotten an authority figure themselves. No, right, sir? Because if the authority was on them, that would be on the school district. That would be illegal for the school district.
Thank you for cutting off the dumbass. Next question.
Here it comes,
Let me
family.
say, this whole situation, and the young lady. I wanted to ask you, you said earlier that he's going to go to jail and he's going to be prosecuted. And
That's what is in the process of happening. Yes, ma'am, he's been indicted. There's going to be a trial. I feel strongly based on the evidence that will be presented,
See?
he will be convicted. So yes, ma'am. What's the question?
But he hasn't had his day.
He said, I feel strongly about the evidence that we have provided, and he will be convicted. Wow. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, we're so glad this resurfaced. Wow. Okay. Listen to the lady, because she says what we said. Because, see, this is 2 months after the incident happened. And this lady is saying he still is innocent until proven guilty. But Jeff already know that Karmelo's going to be convicted based on the evidence we presented. Who in the hell is we? First of all, he ain't supposed to know nothing about that. No, he ain't supposed to know nothing about the evidence. Here it is right here, family. Under Texas state law, it is not a felony to bring a 3-inch knife to a track meet. However, it can still be resulted in severe disciplinary or legal troubles depending on the Pacific campus, okay? So, Karmelo could have had that knife part, but I want y'all to check out this right here. Okay? Because he said based on the evidence that we presented, he ain't supposed to know nothing about that. It says right here. I said, well, hell, is the victim family supposed to know about all the evidence or whatever? But it says here, yes, but only to a limited extent, okay? Prosecutors typically update victims' family on the general process of the case trial schedule and their rights, but they generally withhold sensitive evidence, okay? So they normally don't share sensitive evidence with the family, okay? And it says, information sharing between prosecutors and families is limited for a few key reasons. Preserving cause integrity, revealing specific details such as exact autopsy findings, crime scene photos, or witnesses' statements can compromise an ongoing investigation, and inadvertently lead to leaks that taints a jury pool. So, this is exactly what Jeff knows. So, how and why do Jeff know all this in such an early stage of the game? Because remind you, this here, when Jeff did this panel, it was only 2 months after the incident happened. So how would Jeff know about the evidence we presented? Who is we? It simply says right here that he's not supposed to have all that information. So why did Jeff have that information? And that's exactly what happened. Things got tainted. Things got compromised. Witnesses was basically harassed. All of this stuff. But Jeff simply told it himself. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. He told everything. Yeah, he told everything. So, check it out. What else he say, family? Boy, Jeff telling it all, ain't it? He said based on the evidence that we presented. Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
No correct answer. Do you understand that? You're asking what would, what is, and what's going on.
No, but that Karmelo could have done something differently, such as turn around and walk off and go sit under his correct tent.
I feel like at the end of the day, Karmelo did not have to, being that Austin and Hunter do not have
No.
Excuse me, sir. Let me finish what I'm saying, sir. And I'm answering your simple question,
No,
sir.
with a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
Have no authority to remove anybody or to tell anybody to move. They could have gotten an authority figure themselves. No, right, sir? Because if the authority was on them, that would be on the school district. That would be illegal for the school district.
Thank you for cutting off the dumbass. Next question.
Now listen to him again. He gonna say based on the evidence we presented.
This whole situation and the young man. I wanted to ask you, you said earlier that he's going to go to jail and he's going to be prosecuted. And
that's what is in the process of happening. Yes, ma'am, he's been indicted. There's going to be a trial. I feel strongly based on the evidence that will be presented, he will be convicted. So yes, ma'am.
Wow.
But he hasn't had his day in court yet, right?
Yeah, I just said that, ma'am. So what's the question?
For anyone, we'd be innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yes, ma'am. What is the question?
Do you think it's a good idea for you to continue to come to platforms like this in the midst of this case and what's going on?
No, ma'am. I've been instructed not to, but sometimes I don't do what I've always been told.
Okay, so...
Next question.
Now, supposing he's found...
No, look, first of all, I'm not going with supposing. Okay. It's a hypothetical. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Then ask it, please.
I'm trying to word it because...
Okay, go ahead, Cody. Do you have a question or a comment for Jeff?
Fucking dumb shits.
Hey, Mr. Jeff. Let me just preface by saying I know you...
Now, you see how Jeff say effing dumb shits. This man is... Now you see where his sons get it from. Yeah, His mama, too.
Heard it all.
Check it out. Listen to this person.
Before I ask my question.
Ask the question, please.
Yes, of course. So, Mr. Jeff, I've heard countless times over and over that you made a claim that Austin grabbed Karmelo's bag. Can you tell me if that's true or not?
My understanding, of course, I did not witness it, but my understanding, that is correct.
Okay, thank you for that. I wasn't aware of that, and I just wanted to know. I haven't actually seen that video. And then my other question...
Now check it out.
So this was definitely, a tragedy. Now, do you think your son, had your son, Austin, or his twin brother went and got help, or, got a coach, you would not be up here right now defending him?
Okay, let me ask you a question. If Karmelo didn't bring a knife to a track meet, would we be having this conversation?
Had your son not put his hand on him?
No, sir. Answer my question, because I will answer yours and I will prove to you a different way.
You wouldn't know if he would have used it had your son not put his hand.
Sir, it's a felony to bring a weapon to a track meet at school.
So no, it ain't.
No, it's not a felony. It's a policy. It's a school policy.
Obviously, you're showing me your intelligence, so you're not going to last much longer with me. It is a felony in Texas, okay? So you look it up. Secondly, ask the question, answer the question. If he didn't would we be having this conversation?
I just asked you the question. You're not listening.
Okay, I will answer your question.
Did the right thing by going and getting an adult.
I'm done talking to you. Don't talk over me.
Okay. Jeff don't like hard questions about his sons being out of control with their behavior, but Jeff continues to lie. He lied about black Americans are responsible for 50% of the crime in the United States, and we debunked that. We showed that that was a lie. Then he also said that the knife that Karmelo Anthony had is a felony and it's against the law. That was another lie. Okay? That was another lie. There it go right there. Under the state of Texas law, it is not a felony to bring a 3-inch knife to a track meet. However, it can still result in severe disciplinary or legal troubles depending on the Pacific campus rules. Okay? Yeah. In Texas, it says it right there, Jeff. Why you keep telling lies, Jeff? The state law in Texas, a location-restricted knife is any blade longer than 5.5 inches, which Karmelo had a 3-inch, okay? Because 3 inches is well under this limit, the knife is fully legal to possess under state law. I don't know why Jeff keep lying, and then he called these folks unintelligent because they trying to tell him it's not a felony for Karmelo to have that knife. That's why they really didn't talk about the knife during the trial, because they knew that what he had was legal. Was it probably against school policies? Yes. But according to a lot of people in Collin County, that no prohibit weapon thing wasn't even on their gate until after the Karmelo Anthony situation. Allegedly, that's what they say. Now let's listen to him again.
One thing I want to say is, like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I blame Austin for what he did. Because I'm a twin brother, and I would have stepped up for my brother as well. But he crossed the line that day, Jeff. And I just wanted to be real about what happened that day. I mean, I have a twin brother myself. I would stand for my brother too. But I'm not going to start something with somebody and then feel like I was in the right.
You were never. Let me ask you, how old are you, sir?
I'm 35.
Oh, so you went to high school. Were you ever in a physical altercation in high school?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so you know how they go.
I mean, I know how they go, but I ain't never been jumped by nobody. I ain't never had nobody.
Guess what? There was no jumping. There was no jumping. There were no punches. There was no nothing thrown. The first physical confrontation was from Karmelo. Based on those facts, what do you want to say?
I ain't never had no 2 or 4 people walked up on me, like the video shows, in the video that we have to the public they can go see. I never had 4 people walk up against me and
there wasn't 4 people in the video, sir.
Yes, it was.
There wasn't 4 people.
Yes, it was.
You haven't seen the video.
Sir, you even said they in your own interview. You even said
they is who I respond to as my sons. They are my sons is who I respond to.
Okay, yeah, your sons is 2. So you have 2 sons, right? So they means more than 1. So
that's correct.
It was a 2v1.
Okay, one son was sitting down with his back to him.
No, he wasn't.
So once again, you're misinformed about the situation.
That's not it.
Really? Were you there, sir?
Hunter told Hunter's first interview, he didn't say nothing about sitting down. He didn't say nothing about
if you want to go dissect my son,
I want you to be honest about what he said.
Can I speak, or do you want to keep?
Sir, you go ahead.
You want to interrupt me? It's all right. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt. I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead.
Okay. You're going off an interview of a 17-year-old boy who just held his dying twin in his arms, and you're going to dissect every single word that comes out of his mouth. And he sat down, and the guy was behind him speaking recklessly. Then it got escalated. So if you want to go back and dissect everything that my son said, feel free. When it comes out in court, why don't you come and get a seat in the front row so you can get educated on what really happened?
So a mistake is a color of a shirt, not if we walk to a tent. It's not a mistake. You know what you said. You know what he said. He said we, and we asked him to move. He said it too many times for it to be a mistake.
Let me ask you a question. Why did he not just get up and leave, sir?
Hold on. You may forget a color of a shirt. You may get what type of sneakers somebody have on, but you do not forget when someone walks over to a tent to you and assaults somebody. You don't forget.
They ask him to move first, sir. Do you understand that? There was no punches. There was no assault. They ask him, hey, man, you're in the wrong place. You need to go to your Centennial High School tent. This is Memorial tent. Very plainly stated in colors and words.
With all due respect, who is your sons, though? With all due respect, they are not nobody to tell another kid what to do and where to be at.
Okay, I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. If you walk up to somebody and say, hey, man, you're on the wrong side of, or if you go to a football game and you're on the visiting time, and hey man, you're on the wrong side, you can't sit here, you have to move to the home side.
I've been to football games where I had a tent, and I welcome anybody that want to get into my tent, get out the rain.
Sir, you're 35 years old. You haven't played sports in
I played plenty of sports.
in 20 years.
I'm not going to tell a kid to put their hands on. I'm not going to let a kid put their hands on somebody that's just because they underneath the tent.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Why are you worried about a tent?
You're so rational and smart. If someone touches your arm, does that justify you stabbing them in the heart?
In a hostile situation where someone walks up to me...
Answer the question, yes or no. Does it justify?
I'm asking you a question. That's not the situation.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You walked up the whole totality of the situation.
He touched him. Does that justify? Okay, man, I'm done. Fuck off. Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Yeah, you disrespect.
Dude, why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong? Very plainly stated in colors, in words.
With all due respect.
Now, you see how Jeff gets upset when somebody tells him the truth about his sons, and he keeps saying, if somebody just touch you, do that give them a right to poke you? Man, come on, Jeff. Jeff knows that his sons was physical. He even says it one time in this interview about, have you ever been in a physical confrontation before in high school? And a person said yes. Jeff is admitting right there that the thing got physical with his sons. And he said, Jeff said, my sons asked him to move first, which meaning they asked him to move first before they put hands on him. They ain't have no business even asking him to move, first of all. And they didn't have no business putting hands on Karmelo, second of all. But Jeff feels it's okay. He's arguing people down that it's okay. Mm-hmm. And you see how he started cussing people out when he don't want to hear the truth. Now check this one out.
Who's your sons though? Without due respect, they are not nobody to tell another kid what to do and where to be at.
Hey, I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. If you walk up to somebody and say, hey man, you're on the wrong side of, or if you go to a football game and you're on the visiting time, and hey man, you're on the wrong side, you can't sit here, you have to move to the home side.
No, you don't.
Games where I had a tent, and I welcome anybody that want to get into my tent, get out the rain.
Sir, you're 35 years old. You haven't played sports in
I played plenty of sports.
in 20 years.
I'm not going to tell a kid to put their hands on. I'm not going to let a kid put their hands on somebody that's just because they underneath the tent.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Why are you worried about a tent?
You're so rational and smart. If someone touches your arm, does that justify you stabbing them in the heart?
In a hostile situation where someone walks up to me...
Answer the question, yes or no. Does it justify?
I'm asking you a question. That's not the situation.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You walked up the whole totality of the situation.
He touched him. Does that justify? Okay, man, I'm done. Fuck off. Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Yeah, you disrespect.
Dude, why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong?
Wow.
Do you have a question?
Wow.
Yeah, Jeff Metcalf, you're a racist ass prick.
Fuck you, nigger, fucking whore loving bitch.
No. What? Hold on, family. I gotta catch my breath. Did he say F you ninja loving bitch? What? See, this is what I'm talking about Jeff Metcalf and his nasty behavior. Now we see what Karmelo was dealing with up under that tent with his two twins. Yes. And look how big they are over Jeff. Especially Austin. Yeah. Look how big Austin is over his own damn daddy. Hunter, too, over his own damn daddy. So when they jack Karmelo up, he couldn't do self-defense against these two big old boys? Yeah. Big hog maw eating boys. Yes. But did Jeff just say that? Oh my, what? What? Check it out again, family.
Too upset to give a report. Did he give a report that actual day, whether on the scene or at the precinct?
I will say this. He gave a report. Hunter was with me, and yes, he did report today.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, Mr. Jeff.
Hunter was with me, and yes, he did give a report of the incident the day it happened.
He gave a report.
Okay, have you listened to all his 3 interviews that's on social media?
I'm pretty sure I have.
And you don't find no discrepancies amongst the 3?
Well, if you want to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, you could probably find, if you're looking for something that's so minute, but take it in context of a 17-year-old boy who just watched his twin brother die in his arms and is having a microphone stuck in his face, and he's supposed to articulate how he feels. I think he did a damn good job.
Last question. Does Hunter plan to take the stand when this goes to trial?
That would be up to the attorneys. I have no idea.
Listen to what Jeff called it later. I was.
Do you believe that your son had intent to harm someone, to harm Karmelo?
No, not at all. He had the intentions of asking someone who was not in a place where they were supposed to be to ask them to leave. I don't think he had any intent of harming him. That would obviously be dependent upon the reaction of Mr. Karmelo when he was asked to leave.
You heard that? Jeff said, now, I don't think my boys had the intent to hurt him, but it would have depended on Karmelo's response when they asked him to leave. So Jeff is saying that once his boys said to Karmelo they want him to get up out that tent, and once Karmelo said no, that response will justify his sons intentionally harming Karmelo. That's exactly what Jeff just said in a roundabout way. He said, I don't think my sons intended to harm Karmelo, but it would depend on Karmelo's response when they asked him to leave. So meaning, if Karmelo says, no, I ain't going nowhere, then most likely my sons would intend to harm him. Wow. Wow. Yeah, all you got to do is play it back and listen to it again, family. Check this out, what Jeff said to this lady.
Jeff, he didn't need to leave anywhere.
Okay, I understand that's what you think, but if you want to look at the school and read the stuff about the school tents and where you go, you stay under your own tent. You're not welcome in other tents. It's in black and white.
Still could have been there. It doesn't matter. Oh, your sons are troublemakers.
You're so rational and smart. If someone touches your arm, does that justify you stabbing them in the heart?
In a hostile situation where someone wants something to me.
Answer the question, yes or no. Does it justify?
Now, I played this back because I want to hear what Jeff said to that lady. Check it out.
You want the whole thing out of your situation.
He touched him.
He did more than touch him.
Okay, man.
He assaulted Karmelo.
Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Man, you be disrespectful.
Why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong?
Listen what he tell his lady.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, Jeff Metcalf, you're a racist ass prick.
Fuck you, nigger fucking whore loving bitch.
Wow. Nigger whore effing loving bitch. Wow. Now you see what we working with. And now you see why it took 5 police officers to handle Hunter. And then Jeff said they had to omit Hunter and get Hunter sedated. to calm down because Hunter was acting like the Incredible Hulk. Yes, yes. So imagine both of them being out of control like that. That's just Hunter. So imagine Austin when they both approached Karmelo Anthony. Wow. See, a lot of what we heard today is good grounds for Karmelo case to be overturned. It really is. Especially that video tampering. And we went over that. Any type of video tampering, altering, editing for the sole purpose of being in favor of the prosecution, and then you convict a person, that can automatically be petitioned to be overturned. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I just want y'all to hear about that, family. And family, we got a lot more that's pertaining Karmelo Anthony case that we dug deep into. And I really do want to talk about it in our next video. But y'all do know this right here week is our family reunion week. So I will not be back on this week. It will be next week. So I got to take this week off, family, because you know me and my team are the ones who are doing all the planning, all the decorating, all the everything for our week-long family reunion, okay? So I'll be out for a week. But when we come back, we are going to continue to ride the bumpers of these people, Collin County, and this here set up railroad ass trial that they had for Karmelo, okay? We got a lot more things that we want to show people about. And like I said, I just don't like to see our kids be railroaded. He deserved a fair trial. And hopefully this dream team will put in this appeal or even ask for this thing to be overturned so that Karmelo can get a fair trial, okay? That's what we worried about. Because if we let these people start getting away with railroading our courtrooms when we are in the courtroom, hoping that we get a fair trial and we don't, if we let these people to continue to railroad us in the courtroom, a lot of us gonna start going down. So we are speaking up for this. They violated Karmelo Anthony's constitutional rights all the way around. And we will continue to talk about this. Just like I talk about Shanquilla, Mahogany, and all of those, I also stand by our black young men as well. Okay? And I will not stand to see how they railroad him, and I do not talk about it. And we all talk about it to make sure that the attention is still there and that he's not thrown away and forgot about. That's not going to happen, at least not over here on the Cafe of Knowledge. And also, Tiffany, I ain't forgot about you, girl. You coming up in the next video as well. Yes, you thought we forgot about you and Kamal Trifling Tales? No, still over there in Fulton County thinking you going to put your hands in our bag? No, we ain't forgot. Yes, you coming up too. Yes, so I just want to tell everybody, thank y'all. We will definitely be talking about other topics when I come back, but I'm definitely going to ride the bumpers of the Collin County and show y'all some more things within Karmelo Anthony's trial that's shocking, unbelievable, and he needs to get his case overturned immediately. I know that it takes time for an appeal, and like I said before, I hope they put in an appeal and for something for his case to be overturned, okay? Because it's so much stank within this here trial that they did to Karmelo Anthony till it's unreal. I can't even believe they had the nerve to do this so publicly and think that nobody was going to say anything and let them railroad this child for nothing just because of the color of his skin. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that. We will continue to voice and voice and voice and talk about it and talk about it until they come up with something to get Karmelo Anthony conviction overturned, or that appeal hurry up and go through. We know appeal takes about almost up to 18 months. Hopefully they can expedite that very quick, you know. So we really gonna ride bumpers when I get back, family. That's all I have to say about that. And let me give my shout outs to Just Me Nene. Thank you so much for your generous donation. Your generous donation is so greatly appreciated. Thank you for also helping sponsor our last video as well. Just Me Nene. Nurse Petty, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for also helping sponsor our last video as well. It's so greatly, greatly appreciated. G Portis, thank you so much for your generous donation, and thank you as well for helping sponsor our last video. So Just Me Nene, Nurse Petty, G Portez, thank you so much to you all for your generosity, helping sponsor our last video. Just thank y'all so much. It's so greatly, greatly appreciated. And if anybody else would like to send a super chat and things like that, thank you. Love y'all. I want to give a shout out to the Knowledge family, sending loves and hugs to you all. I'll be back next week. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from your goals and success. Bye-bye.